Hey everybody, how you doing? Professor Songer here. I'm sitting in the park that we normally have our graduation ceremony every year. Unfortunately, I'm the only one here. So I would welcome you, but so welcome. That on behalf of all of the faculty and staff of the Department of Construction Management, I want to say first and foremost, congratulations for graduating and with a BS in Construction Management for the spring of 2020. It's a fantastic achievement. I'd also like to congratulate you or thank you on behalf of the faculty and staff for your patience and your flexibility during this last month. Who knows? Who knew? But there's been a lot of changes in all of our lives. We've spent a lot of time at home, so you've had a chance to knock off some of the to-do list, perhaps. May have had a chance to learn new things, maybe learn a new language or play the guitar, or not. You may have had time to watch a lot more Netflix movies or movies that you normally haven't watched, but you get a chance. In fact, did you notice that Netflix in the last 3 weeks, their membership has like tripled from what they had anticipated? So there's a lot of us watching movies. In fact, the one movie that I've just recently watched is the movie about World War I called 1917. It's about the Germans and the Americans in trenches, and it's about these two soldiers' commitment and their perseverance to go and save one of their brothers. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, by all means, go watch it. It's a great movie on just keeping with something and never quitting. And that's what I want to talk just a little bit about today, about perseverance and just keeping going through thick and thin, or through pandemic or not. Just you gotta just keep it going. So, keeping on the movie theme, there's quite a few movies. There's tons of movies that show this. Let's see, Rudy, the old movie about the Notre Dame football player that was undersized and slow, but because of attitude and perseverance, he made the team. Shawshank Redemption, the movie about someone that was arrested and spent a lot of time in jail in the years that it took to chip away piece by piece to dig a tunnel to get out. Ice Age, about that squirrel that was just obsessed with that nut. I haven't never figured out why, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The squirrel just persevered on trying to get that nut. Rocky III, any of the Rocky themes, that Rocky just was the underdog, but just worked and would not quit. In fact, Rocky III, that's what probably jumped into my mind, is the band Survivor. Their big song that made them famous was "Eye of the Tiger," which is really about persevering. Speaking of music, which we always have to do at these things, there's tons of songs. Think of some right now that talk about perseverance and not quitting. Say, Journey's "Don't Stop Believing." "Dog Days Are Gone" by Florence and the Machine. I get knocked down, but I get up again. That one, but I never again to keep me down, whatever. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. That's Chumbawanga. And one of my favorite all-time artists, Tom Petty, "I Won't Back Down." Fill in the blank with all the different songs that you think talk about perseverance and not quitting. So I want to bring it back into the curriculum a little bit, and I want to talk about something that you learned in the soils class. Or for those of you that have forgotten everything about soils, dirt. So I'm going to walk over here a little bit and just get a little bit of dirt. So you don't have to see it, but in my hand there's some dirt. And if I said, what kind of dirt is this, you'd look and you probably would just say it's dirt. But the soil here, if it's a little sandy, a little clay, so if I take a little bit and put it in my mouth and chew on it, what would you say sandy soil tastes like? Try to describe that. I would say it's gritty and grit. And what I want to look at perseverance is I've just recently saw some research studies about success is all about being gritty. And one of the things that all of the faculty here from our industry throughout the country is that our construction management students at Boise State, we love them. Why? Is because they get up early and they work hard. Folks, what I call that's grit. That's perseverance. That's not quitting when you want to quit. And so being gritty, in fact, over half of you just did a little survey that I sent out in the last couple days. Thank you very much for responding. But it talks about grit, and grit, by the way, is perseverance, right? Never quitting, followed and backed up with a passion about what you do. And the survey broke those two down. And if I just look at the perseverance piece, that gritty piece of our CM students, I can tell you that you scored very high on your perseverance scale. So you're gritty. So going back to 1917, the movie, Winston Churchill was the main actor in that. Okay, Winston Churchill was not the main actor in that. Winston Churchill was the Prime Minister of England during World War II. And one of his all-time famous talks ended with, never, never, never give up. So CM graduates for 2020, never give up. Congratulations, and keep in touch with all of us. Thanks.
Hi, this is Tucker with the Alumni Association. First, I want to congratulate all the graduates for graduating and your patience as we've gone through these unprecedented times and doing this whole thing remotely. I want to every year I get a chance to touch on a couple key points about our program and some cool facts that you may not have known. One is that we have long-standing traditions. Each year we give out a hard hat, a hammer, and a jacket to CMA members, CMA officers, and each of those means something. I'll talk about these a little bit later, but keep that in mind. One major thing about our Construction Management Association is their reputation. It goes without saying that we truly are one of the premier construction management programs in the industry. It goes to show that these big companies recruit out of our program because of that. We have a less professor to student ratio, so we're able to get a lot better education in and a lot more hands-on that a lot of larger programs don't have the opportunity to do so. One thing is every year we compete in the Reno competition, and that competition allows our students to perform and compete against other schools to show our experiences in design build, heavy civil, and other categories. We've placed in the top 3 almost every single year since I've been around and followed the competition, and we typically take first place in at least one category each year. As one of the smaller programs that competes, I take a lot of pride that we're able to continually do that, and it goes to show that we have a great program and great professors and industry that spend a lot of time with you all to teach and mentor and make you aware of what you're going to face when you come into the industry out of college. Also, over the last 20 years, I've been kind of tracking the projects. You've probably noticed that Boise's been growing at a rapid pace. I take pride in knowing that every single project in Boise has been manned with at least a student or a graduate from our program. It's pretty neat to say that we've been a part of the growth and in growing Idaho, and that we will continue to do that as we continue to grow over the next decade. We celebrated a couple years ago our 25th anniversary of our golf tournament. The golf tournament's been a great networking event for students to pair with industry and get real world experience and kind of talking about what they're doing, about their internship programs, job opportunities, and that is one of the main reasons why our program has 100% job placement for all the students, which is pretty much unheard of amongst many of the other programs. Just in general, it's a hard thing to face. But even when times were tough during the housing crisis years ago, we were still placing students in jobs, which is pretty neat and a pretty cool fact to think about. I have 3 topics that I like to touch on each year. Remember where you came from, live in the moment, and have goals for where you want to be. So the first one, remember where you came from. You're going to get an orange hard hat. Regardless of whether you get the opportunity to wear that at graduation, I invite you to put that in your office and to let it be a symbol to remember where you came from. Each year as a tradition, we wear those. We would always wear them at the graduation and set ourselves aside and apart because we take a lot of pride in what we do and the hard work that we went through to get to this point. So please remember that as you get your hard hat. Remember that it's a gift from the faculty and the Alumni Association so that you can always remember where you came from and wear it with pride. The hammer that you get is a reminder of the hard work that you put in here, the traditions that you follow, and where you've been to get to this point in your career as you endeavor now into the job world and move on from the college phase. I mentioned earlier that we're known as an elite program. We truly are. We've also received many AGC Chapter of the Year awards. Like CMA does projects and gets recognized for those is pretty cool. Live in the moment, be in the present. Always have a good attitude, no matter where you go to work or what you end up doing, whether you end up in commercial, industrial, heavy civil. Always have a good attitude with your employer and have a good attitude around others. People will look up to you. They'll know where you came from. Always represent BSU positively. This is the program that we all take pride in, and I know that I had plenty of wonderful opportunities in college doing projects with the CMA and that have allowed me opportunities to work for employers that I currently work for and be connected with people that I still maintain communication with on a frequent basis. So always represent Boise State positively. Get involved in the community you live in, whether it's here in Idaho or whether it's in the community somewhere else in the Northwest or on the other side of the world, but get involved and give back and find a way for you to be a part of the community that you're currently living in. Challenge yourself. I challenge you to make sure that your boss knows that you want to get pushed and that you want to grow. Make sure that you're always challenging yourself to learn something new and being put in a situation where you have to do something that you're maybe not comfortable with, and don't be afraid to ask questions. That's going to be a key for you to grow and to continue being happy in your career. The status quo is never going to be enough for a Boise State graduate, so keep that in mind. The third one is have goals for where you want to be in the future. What's your dream position? I mean, coming right out of college, it's probably untypical for you to walk right into your dream position, but all of us have goals, and to get to that goal, you need to write down the goals and make sure that your boss and your mentors know what you want, where you want to be, so they can help define a path for you to get to that point. Have your personal development goals. Find out what you want to grow on and how you want to focus your time. Ultimately, that's up to you and you alone. And the people that are there to mentor and help you along the way will help get you from point A to B, but they also need to know what that is. How can you better the industry through your work? Can you do something innovative? Can you help change processes? In today's world, we're doing a lot of technological advancements in construction to get the field up to date with changes. Construction's a very dynamic industry and things change fast. So getting that information readily available on site is what a lot of these technology programs do. And it's really been in the last 5 years that's been a huge push. And you have a big opportunity and responsibility to help push that into the fields, utilize the experience of the older generations and introduce technology to them. And I think that it's a good pairing for the younger generation to pair with them and help use technology to bridge that gap. So I challenge you to work through that as you continue in your career. What value do you want to add to your company? each year we do this golf tournament, and I think it's neat that we get all these different companies in the Boise Valley that frequently compete against each other to show up and to catch up and network with their old comrades, and to really push that what matters the most is that our industry is strong and that we promote good jobs, safety, and that we're all oriented towards the same goal. For here in Boise, we're oriented to supporting this program that you came from. And now that you're going to be exiting the program and entering the alumni phase, your responsibility is to continue to push for the program to grow through donations and through getting people to participate in the events that the CMA, the Construction Management, and the Alumni Association are going to be pushing. And then, of course, how much money are you going to donate to the Alumni Association in the program? I'm sure you'll be getting those calls very soon after you guys graduate. And then a little bit of a plug for the Alumni Association. We have a really close group of people. I mean, I'm sure that you saw that throughout school and the events that you've gone to, that we really do have a small network. And I invite you to keep in touch. Whether you're looking for a job, whether you need something, whether you just want to share a cool bit of information about a project you're working on, be social and keep in contact. We're here to help. We're here to support. And we really are a tight-knit group. It's a small world. No matter where you're working across the world, I promise you we will always be here, and we ask that you just keep in touch with us. And if you can make it to these events, the golf tournament and the sporting clay shoot, please do so. And if you're with a company that hasn't ever participated in that before, we invite you to get them to come. Invite you to get them to come to the career fair so that the next generation of students have the same opportunity that you have to get a job right out of college. We're passionate about the industry and what we do. Please share your success stories. Share them on LinkedIn. Share them with me. But keep in contact. That's the biggest thing that I think I've taken away being out of the program now for about 10 years is that you've got to keep in contact and network. That's going to be a huge foundation for you and your career moving forward, because you never know where you're going to end up in the next year or 2 or 10. Again, please be a part of the Alumni Association. Join up. Reach out to me. My contact information will probably be on the documents that the department sent out to you. But if you need to get a hold of me and you don't have my email, please reach out to Casey or Ramona, and I'm sure they can get you the information. Again, congratulations and best of luck moving forward into the next phase of your career. We'll see you later, and go Broncos.
Graduating class of 2020, and welcome to graduation ceremony. I am here to talk to you today about Sigma Lambda Chi, and we have a few students who are graduating who are members of this society. So what Sigma Lambda Chi is that it's the International Honor Society for Construction Management and some other engineering fields. So it's a pretty prestigious organization, and it's hard to get into. Students who are part of this organization have to be in the top 20% of their class in their junior year of schooling. So that means that they have to work pretty hard those first 2 years to make it in that top 20%, and then we're dealing with the top students there. Once they do achieve that, though, we then pile it on, and as members of the organization, we require that they participate in service projects, and then they attend some industry events and things like that. And so we put quite a few demands on their time, and we want to put together this to recognize those achievements that those students have accomplished over the course of their schooling here at Boise State. So each Sigma Lambda Chi member who is graduating this semester is going to receive a special gift, and that gift is the cord and stoles that you see here in the image. And these cords and stools, even though you don't get to wear them for walking for graduation, I would encourage you to wear them for any graduation pictures you might be taking, as well as keep those items in a safe place as a reminder of the great things you did while you were a student here at Boise State. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce those students and recognize those students who are graduating this semester with this recognition. And those students follows. And in no particular order, we have Zach Frazier, Christopher Goodale, Skylar Yushka, Hayden Owen, Rebecca Horner, Max McKenna, Jordan Jackson, and Ryan Menard. I just want to say congratulations to these students again. You guys truly are the new leaders of the construction, and it's going to be exciting to see what you do in the future with your new knowledge and skills, especially as you progress through your career. So congratulations again, and I will see you around and talk to you later. Thanks.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Devin Cloud. I am the current president of the BSU AGC student chapter. As you probably know, it's the CMA. First of all, I just want to congratulate everybody on graduating. I mean, you made it, right? So wherever you go from here, good luck with that, huh? As a part of the CMA, we've done some pretty important things this year, one of which being that we did win the Outstanding Student Chapter Award, and that's thanks to obviously all the members of the CMA as well as the previous officers who built a good foundation, did a bunch of good projects for us. So in this video, basically, I'm just going to congratulate some of the people during my presidency who have been active members of the CMA, and I'll also congratulate some of the officers that we have graduating that we're sad to see go. First of which, Jordan Jackson, congratulations, buddy. Jordan was the treasurer of the CMA last year. Charlie Navali, he was our secretary this year. We had a great time with him. He was definitely a hard worker. And Skylar Hushka, who's actually a past CMA vice president as well as the past president. Those three individuals have committed so much time to this club and put in so many man hours to, basically make it where it is today. Some other members that I would like to congratulate on, again, sacrificing your free time for us, just to make sure that the club is getting better and our community is getting better. Max McKenna, Spencer Doherty, Moises Ramos, and Zach Frazier. You guys have all played instrumental parts on a bunch of different projects, and I congratulate you. A couple of names that I left out were Jason and Michael Bull, because although they were never actually officers in the CMA, they were assigned as a project manager and a superintendent on a project we worked on this year, the Granary, which is a historic restoration project. Those two have put in hundreds of man hours, and we can't thank them enough, but this is definitely our opportunity right now to thank them. So to all of you guys, thank you so much for your service. Hopefully we'll see you on a job site somewhere. Congratulations. Bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Casey Klein. I'm the chair of the construction management program here at Boise State. And I want to congratulate all the construction management graduates for the spring of 2020. Obviously, different situation than we normally have. Normally, our graduation ceremony is held at Municipal Park, and so I wanted to at least give you as much of a park feeling as we could. Backyards, sheltering, but wanted to give you a little bit of that feeling. So I have the honor of naming all of the individual graduates and then also naming our outstanding graduates. So I will get right to it. In the class of 2020, like I said, spring of 2020, we have Adrian Marquez, Austin Go, Charlie Nazarala, Charlie Nuvali, Chris Goodale, Colin Brooks, Colton Newkirk, Connor Eastwick, Curtis Capel, Darren Henry, Hayden Owen, Jack Jensen, Jason Bowl, Joanna Marks, Jordan Jackson, Matthew Nunley, Max McKenna, Max Morris, Michael Bowl, Moises Ramos, Olin Cave, Patrick Bauer, Rebecca Horner, Ryan Menard, Sean Barnett, Skylar Hutchka, Spencer Doherty, and Zach Frazier. So I want to congratulate all of you all for making it through the program, put in a lot of hard work, time, effort, and you made it. Good job. And lastly, I want to thank you all for the time and the effort you put in. I know this was a difficult situation at the end, but the time, effort you put into the program, the extracurricular items that many of you took place, and the support you provided for the program itself. Obviously, we had challenging times over the last semester and a half, 3 semesters in the construction management program, and yet you all stepped up, helped us help you. You did. You were very supportive of us, and we greatly appreciate that. I absolutely hated the fact that we did not get to communicate more, that we didn't have much of a closure. And so I encourage you all to stay in touch. Let us know where you're going to work. Give us your contact information. I promise you I will only hit you up for money all the time. But we want to stay in touch. We want to know what's happening to you. We want to make sure that we're supporting you after this graduation, not just up and you get your job and you're gone. All right, so we want you to continue to be part of our program. So lastly, I will say, I get the honor of naming our outstanding graduate. And this individual, I'll just say Skylar Hutchka, has gone above and beyond for our department since he was a freshman. He served in the CMA, the Construction Management Student Association. While there, he served as project managers on many projects. He also eventually was voted as the president of the CMA. He basically headed up several of the projects that we submitted to the Construction Management Association, the Association of General Contractors AGC Student Chapter competition. And the year in which Skylar was the president, we won first place. I say we. They won. How about this? The CMA won first place in the nation, so that's great. Skylar also started the American Concrete Institute student chapter here on campus with for the construction management department. He was also ASC, Associated Schools of Construction competition captain. He was captain on 2 different teams. He formed a 3rd team that was kind of as a co-captain, and one of his teams took first place in the country. So obviously phenomenal. Skylar is also a SLC member of Sigma Lambda Chi member, so his GPA actually follows up his effort. So anyway, congratulations. Skylar has been incredibly helpful to me. He has been a good sounding board for me as far as what the students are thinking. He has been a great representative of Boise State construction management to industry, and just want to congratulate him and tell him I appreciate your work, Skylar, and hopefully we will continue a relationship. So thank you all very much, and very proud of you all. Please stay in touch. Thank you.
Graduates, my best wishes for your future endeavors. Stay in touch, stay healthy, and go Broncos.